Greetings, beloved beings, fellow travelers on this planet, and guests from other realms. My name is Izobel Freeman, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for the collective for the week of July 16th through the 22nd, 2017. This week is kind of crazy astrologically. After the full moon in Capricorn on the 9th, we got a reprieve from any major transits, and boy, we really needed it. We've all been dealing with that really intense burst of moon and Pluto versus Sun and Mars energy. So I hope you've all been being extra good to yourselves. I want to start off by thanking everyone who tuned in last week for my online debut. I got so many wonderful messages from people. Some of you have already started sending me pictures of your victory shoes from last week's dice roll. I'd love to see more, so I've made a victory shoes post over at the Shiny All the Time Facebook page. If you want to share your new pair, please head over to facebook.com/Shiny All the Time. Give us a like and post your pics in the comments of the Victory Shoes post. I can't wait to see them. Okay, getting back to this week's crazy astrology. I've got a bunch of notes here just so I don't leave anything out, so bear with me. Today's the last quarter of that intense full moon. After today, the energy from that should be tapering off, but make sure you stay present and focused because there's a lot of other things going on. For instance, tomorrow, Monday the 17th, we've got two very weird squares between planets. One between Venus and Neptune, and one between Mars and Uranus. If you're not yet familiar with an astrological square, it can be a rather uncomfortable relationship between planets, and it roughly translates to them either coloring or messing with each other's areas of influence. So if you've ever heard the term squaring off, this can mean someone's trying to pick a fight, or at least looking at each other sideways. So when you have Venus, the planet of love and wealth, squaring off with Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, and psychic insights, you're looking at a day where if you're not super centered, the energy could make your mind cloudy, so you feel insecure about yourself and whether or not you're lovable. Or you wonder how you feel about others or about money and survival. So if you add to this the Mars-Uranus square, with Mars making you want to get out there and take action and Uranus wanting you to express your individuality, it can be a potentially confusing mix. Those of us who are feeling more tired or more afraid may want to lay low that day and not try to maintain any ego control at all. But all that being said, if you're a nonconformist, an artist, or an intuitive, and you're confident in your ability to stay heart-centered and choose love, Venus and Mars are a dynamic pair that can really help you slingshot your dreams forward. And Neptune and Uranus are great for psychic or spiritual work, and crystallizing your own identity so that you can really express yourself. On Tuesday the 18th, we've got a more friendly trine between lovely Lady Venus and Big Daddy Jupiter, the planet of good fortune and high ideals. Remember in last week's reading when Lady Venus jumped out as a bonus card for one of my shortcuts? And remember all those loving and heart-based water cards that were coming to rescue us from the prison of our overactive ego mind? Well, if you're one of those nonconformist, artistic, or spiritual types, you'll jump on that dynamic Venus square tomorrow. But for the rest of the collective, this trine on Tuesday is the transit for you. Venus trine Jupiter is one of the most beautiful and positive transits, meaning Tuesday is going to be a great day for love of self and others, and for having good luck in general. Venus and Jupiter are easily the brightest objects in the night sky right now besides the moon, and when they work together, it's truly spectacular. Tuesday's a great day to get out, meet new people, or deepen existing relationships, or even to heal misunderstandings that may have been troubling you for a while. Remember, Jupiter magnifies whatever we've got going on, and if what we've got going on is love, nothing can hold us back. On Wednesday the 19th, we've got a harmonious trine between Mercury, the planet of communication and technology, and Saturn, the planet of rules, authority, and mentorship. When quick-witted Mercury and wise old Saturn play nice together, what you get is a great day to focus on those detail-oriented tasks, things that may have seemed daunting in the past. It's a really good day for planning, for implementing systems, for getting new tech, and for seeking out mentors and trusted advice from experts. If you're building a dream and you need a business plan, Wednesday's the day to get to work on it. Anything involving paperwork, communication, or contracts is favored. If you've been meaning to do your finances, catch up on those emails, or make that phone call, Wednesday is the time. On Thursday the 20th, Mars leaves the sign of Cancer and enters the sign of Leo. Fiery and action-oriented Mars is never really comfy in the emotional waters of Cancer. So this transition should ease some of the sensitivity or possibly passive aggressiveness some of us have been feeling lately, because Mars is much happier in the bright and active sign of Leo. But watch out, because on the same day, the brilliant Sun, which rules our ego and self-image, squares Uranus, the planet of radical change and individuality. This can create some intense, restless energy as we feel compelled to express ourselves in some new and drastic fashion. So you might find people around you exhibiting irrational or unpredictable behavior, or something you thought was established could shift in a major way. Be open and adaptable and focus on proactive change, because it's really important to stay heart-based. The whole world is going through a giant shift right now, and we all need to seek peace and act out of love for self and others. On Friday the 21st, communicative Mercury lines up with a sometimes poorly understood astrological point called the North Node. The nodes are two imaginary points in the moon's orbit where it intersects the ecliptic or path of the sun, and many astrologers assign special meanings to the North and South nodes. The North Node corresponds to one's karmic destiny, or what lessons one needs to learn in order to be satisfied in this life. So when Mercury joins the North Node on Friday, it could be a great day to listen for messages from what we call God, Goddess, or Source, or from your guides, regarding your life's purpose or what lessons you need to learn right now. It's a good time to be quiet with yourself, to meditate, to spend time in nature, or to have deep discussions with one or two trusted confidants. There's an air of destiny around on Friday, so be sure to keep your eyes, ears, mind, and heart open. Finally, on Saturday the 22nd, the bright, beautiful sun enters its home sign of Leo. This is a time for celebration, taking some time off, and for having fun. I can't wait to see what our victory dice have in store for us this reading, because after all this heavy astrological action, we're all going to need some much-needed R&R. So yeah. Wow. Did I say there was a lot going on this week? I meant it. There's a lot going on in general, and much of it has to do with the great American solar eclipse that's coming up in August. I'll talk more about that in next week's reading, because starting with next week's new moon at 0 degrees Leo, it's officially eclipse season in my book, and there's going to be some seriously heavy magic happening. So get your kicks and party hard this Saturday, folks. Okay, let's do this already. Like I did in last week's reading, I'm going to start by lighting my little candle for my little spirit kitty, Pinky, who, if you tuned in last week, you'll know she was invisible until 2015, and she was and continues to be my greatest spiritual teacher. Let's get to the cards. So speaking of the new moon in 0 degrees Leo, while I was shuffling these, it was really interesting because I saw the Dreamer card pop up, and it's the 0 card. It's the Fool card in traditional tarot. And that was really kind of neat for me because it's like a preview of coming attractions. I'm really excited about next week's reading. Yeah, it's going to be really magical. But in the meantime, let's do this week's reading. As you saw last week, if you tuned in, I like to begin by checking out what card we've got on the bottom. As I did last time, I'm using the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue. And these cards have been pre-shuffled, and let's just see what we've got for our general energy. The Ace of Water, falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth, and enhanced intuition, a new home. This was the card that showed up at the very bottom of the spread when we clarified that ego card last week. This card is really wonderful and special because it's kind of the wishes coming true card in the matters of the heart. This could actually pertain to romantic energies going on this week, possibly with Venus trining Jupiter and that wonderful Tuesday where anything is possible in matters that are heart-based. This could also be falling in love with yourself. Actually, that's really heavily what I'm getting right now, is that for those of you who don't know, it is the season of what they call Chiron. It's been that way since July 1st, and Chiron is a comet or a planetoid that a lot of astrologers refer to, and when Chiron is in retrograde, it is always time for us to go within and learn to not only heal wounds that we've been carrying around and just get rid of things that don't serve us, but also learn to fall in love with who we really are, no matter how imperfect we think we are. This Ace of Water is a really wonderful opportunity to start there, and it's talking about falling in love with yourself or with someone else, and also spiritual growth and enhanced intuition or a new home. And yeah, with that, the Mercury conjunct North Node day and all the other weird energy, the Uranus and Neptune energy going on just tomorrow, it might be really great to go inside and work on that spiritual growth and enhanced intuition. And the last week we talked about finding a new home in your heart, because that's going to be your shelter from all the craziness that's going on out there in the world. If you can be heart-based, you're really going to have an advantage going into this week and all the weeks to come leading up to this very interesting and mythologically intense eclipse that we have in store. Yeah, great overall energy. Very, very promising. An ace is the number, obviously, of 1, and it stands for new beginnings. So anything is possible right now. I'm very, very excited for all of you. I'm going to start by shuffling in preparation for my quick cross spread. If you saw my first reading last week, you'll know that the quick cross is my personal spread that I came up with intuitively after I got the inspiration from my guides that I should begin reading tarot and posting these readings for all of you. Now, how I'm shuffling is in that very loose and intuitive Doreen Virtue style of shuffling. And what I am looking for, well, first of all, what I'm doing is I'm asking my guides and angels and all interested and benevolent beings for their help in this reading. And I'm looking for cards that pop up, ones that stick out. And as I lay them down, I'll once again explain the quick cross spread to you all. This first position is the position I like to use for the present or the recent past. Sort of where we've been or where we are now. Oh, look at this. Same thing happened last week, guys. We got 2 cards for this second position. The second position being the near future, present into near future position. Next week is really feeling like a mixed bag. It's going to take a lot of focus and a lot of self-love to weather some of the craziness. Especially tomorrow. I feel it tomorrow. It's going to be very confusing for some of you, but also a great opportunity to go within, to be quiet. And for those of you spiritually inclined types, a great time to manifest whatever dreams that you've been thinking of when it comes to expanding your own psychic abilities, or possibly starting a spiritually based business, or doing that art project that you've been really wanting to do. Tomorrow's a great day to connect to your higher mind and see what it has in store. These central positions that I'm laying out here are for the general situation of the collective, the mind, heart, and body wisdom, or body or subconscious wisdom that we may want to be aware of in the coming week. This next position is following this horizontal progression. We did near past, present, present into near future, and the state of the collective. And now we're going to do what can help us on our journey, whether that be spiritual, emotional, or physical aid. And this last position is, as I said last week, what some people like to call the outcome. I prefer to call it the most probable result of this progression that we're on based upon our energy right now. Yeah, I never like to come down and say we're predicting the future, and honestly, I don't believe anyone can really predict the future because everyone is consistently making their own future from minute to minute, and you have complete control over your own journey. Your choices are always paramount. So let's see where we are right now or where we have been in the recent past. Okay, we've got the Two of Air, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. Those of you who tuned in last week know that I explained that air cards are all about the mind, and this Two of Air card is all about being of two minds about something. There's some decision in your life that you really need to make, whether or not you're aware of it, and those of you who are aware of it have been putting it off and trying to stick your heads in the sand. And this could also be the card of two people being of two different minds and coming together and not being able to agree on something. But for the majority, I'm feeling that it is you being of two minds about something and really not wanting to come down on either side. The trick about these stalemates is that because we're creating our own reality from moment to moment, it is up to us to get heart-based and to decide that whatever we choose is the right decision for us. And what that does is when we decide that and we say, hey, I'm going to follow the decision that makes my heart the happiest. I'm going to come down on the side of love. Usually there's one of the decisions that feels much more, or maybe just a little more exciting, or a little more like a want than a should, a little bit more like inspiration than desperation. And that's really, really important, especially now. There's a lot of confusing energy out there in the world, and there's a lot of people and a lot of media outlets and a lot of experts that will tell you what to do with your life. If you don't make the decision, if you don't decide what to do with your life, there's plenty of people out there who are going to be totally willing to tell you what to do. And they've all got really strong opinions, and it's really hard to know because we're inundated. We're inundated with viewpoints, with media, and with information in general. So it can be really, this can be the state of analysis paralysis, where you've been doing all your research and you've got this pile of stuff in front of you, and you really just, after a while, you just really want to go to bed because you've been thinking too hard and there's too much. And actually, at that point, going to bed can be a really, really good decision, because what happens when you do that is that your subconscious or your higher mind have a chance to work on the problem. And often, if you can't make a decision and you do have time to take a short nap or just go meditate for a little bit, you're going to come out on the other side being much more clear. Okay. Let's see where we're going in the near future. And again, like last week, we got these two cards. We've been greedy about the near future, these last, in both readings. I'm going to pick up the first card that got laid down first and see what it has to say. All right, speaking of research and needing to be informed about a decision, this is the Eight of Earth. It says that skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. You may be unable to make this decision because maybe you haven't done all the research that you need to do. Some of you are in analysis paralysis and you know who you are, but some of you can't make a decision because you just don't have enough data yet. You don't have enough information. What's really beautiful about this card is this is our first Earth card in either of these readings. This is some much needed grounding that is coming into our life. Earth cards are all about the tangible. They're all about making something that was previously in the mind into reality. And what's great about this card is you can see there's this wonderful angel who is really into his books and really into studying a topic. This is the hashtag obsessed card. You can see that he's been sitting here for so long that these vines have had a chance to grow all over his wings. He's so fascinated by what he's learning that he hasn't moved in ages and he doesn't even notice. And speaking of ages, this 8 is the number of our infinite and eternal nature. So it could have something to do with those of us needing to go within and connect to that higher mind, connect to that eternal nature. Because right now, if we stay in this monkey mind place, the monkey mind is going to have a tug of war forever if we stay there. It's important now, what this card is saying is to get grounded, to go out in nature, to meditate, to go to sleep, to do what your body wants you to do. Maybe go out there and get active. You can access your higher mind in a lot of ways, and many of them have to do with engaging your physical body or resting your physical body, just touching the earth in some way, getting to that meditative, peaceful place where the mind is no longer in control. This earth card 8 is also the number of fortune. So some of you this decision may have to do with career. Maybe you have 2 different job opportunities, or you have more than 2 different job opportunities, or you're thinking of switching careers, or you've been unhappy where you've been so far, and you really want to find a way to make your passion support you and bring you earthly abundance. This card is a great gateway card to start there. It's saying that you really can trust these passions. You can trust the path that feels more like inspiration than desperation, that these things can support you. Your dreams can support you in a very earthly, tangible, money-based way. And it's just up to you to now put in the work to really get grounded and to be sure and to prepare to connect heaven and earth by bringing your dreams into physical reality. That's really great. Yay, we needed some earth. And speaking of earth, next we have the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, and important documents or contracts. This is what I said about possibly some of you having business decisions to make, or life path, career, what am I going to do with my life that will then manifest in some sort of earthly form and support me and form the platform or the foundation for the next chapter of my life. This Ace of Earth, just like that Ace of Water, is a new beginning. This beautiful new earthly beginning, bringing all your dreams to earth and turning them to gold. After putting in the work to do all the research, to go back to school, to make sure you know everything you need to know about your chosen topic, this Ace of Earth is telling you that once you get out of this stalemate position, decide where you want to go and put the focus there. And you're going to get rewarded with this wonderful opportunity that is going to bring you the abundance that you need to support you. And how cool is that? Important documents or contracts. Documents or contracts, remember what I said about Wednesday and Mercury and Saturn. A great day for documents and contracts. Okay. Let's see what the mind or higher mind has to say for us. The Four of Air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making that decision. Meditation may provide answers. This is what I said. Some of us are being kept up at night by our worries, by this Two of Air, inability to make a decision. Maybe our monkey mind is racing, and we really just need to ground, to rest, to take that nap. See, this beautiful unicorn is taking a nap here in the foreground. and his friends are looking out for him. His or her friends are looking out for him or her. And that means it's safe. It's safe to take a little time, go inside, and really figure out what it is that's important to you. Because this is your next journey. This is your next chapter of life. Overwhelmingly, the energy this week and going into this eclipse, my guides have been telling me for weeks that it is really time to become who you want to be. Really time to put that focus and that energy into the person you want to be next in the next chapter of your life. We're all going to be going in the next few weeks through a process of great transformation, alchemical transformation. Remember when Shiva showed up last week in our shortcut? It's all about this great transition we're all going through, and then we ended up with Isis with magic manifesting, and that is going to be the person that you get to be for this next phase of your life. And four is the number of foundation. Four, you can see these beautiful unicorns. They have 4 legs, and when they stand, they are really strongly rooted to the planet. This means we're building the foundation of something that is going to support us for a very long period of time into the future. And it's important. It's important to take the time to really concentrate on that, to go within. You can see they're out in nature. You can find wonderful wisdom from just connecting to the earth. The earth is very, very wise. I'm so glad we've got these earth cards showing up to save us from the crazy mind energy that's been racing around. And yet, this Four of Air is another mind card. It is about giving the mind a rest. It's about really putting this racy hamster wheel, should I or shouldn't I, cycle that we're trapped in, putting it to bed and allowing your body wisdom and the wisdom of your internal heart, your very eternal nature that's inside of you, to come to the surface and let you know for sure what you want to do next. Okay, speaking of heart-based energy, let's figure out what the heart has to say. Here we are. Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Look at all these aces. We've had the Ace of Water, we've had the Ace of Earth, and now we have the Ace of Air. This is solving this impasse of the mind. This is becoming of one mind. This is putting all of your lasers on the same point and focusing them so you really have this cutting power. The Air suite in the Angel Tarot corresponds to the Suite of Swords in traditional tarot. And swords are all about cutting power. Swords are all about your ability to manifest your ideas into reality. And this is beautiful. This is stopping being of two minds, being of one mind, having those brilliant new insights after having taken some time to rest the mind and letting yourself go within and getting deeper wisdom. Challenging beginning could mean that this phase of your life, the reason that you may have been indecisive, could mean that you're afraid. It could mean that this new chapter, it's something that you've maybe been wanting to do or had secret wishes of doing, but you're just not really sure that you have what it takes, or that it's going to work out for you, or that it's going to provide that earthly stability that you really, really want. And this is a really great sign that all systems are go. The thing that you really, really desire, the thing that inspires you the most, it might be challenging, but it's all going to pan out and be worth it if you're willing to put the work in. This is really great. Okay. Body or subconscious wisdom. Ace of Fire, our first fire card in our first 2 readings. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Oh my goodness. Everyone, these cards, look, we have all 4 aces. Now, if you remember, we got the Ace of Water first, Ace of Earth, Ace of Air, and Ace of Fire, all in rapid succession. All of these cards are renewal cards. All of these cards are about so much excitement that we're looking forward to going into this week. I feel it. Every day is highly charged with astrological influences. You're going to find one day this week that is really your starting gun day. The day where the rubber finally hits the road and you really commit to living the life that you've been dreaming about living. Fire cards are all about your internal drive, the passion, the holy fire that you have within you that can really transform things. Fire cards are also about transformation. So you're going through that transformation just like we were talking about last week. And now we have earth, which is fuel for the fire, air, which, the fire needs to breathe, and fire itself. All connected. We've got it all. Look at this. So beautiful. I'm really, really excited for us. What can help us on our path? The Page of Air. She is logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changes of plans, truth delivered possibly without tact. Here's the thing. The Page of Air is not necessarily a female, could be a male. Sexes don't really matter in tarot, but a new person entering your life to possibly help you bring some of these plans that have been up in the air to fruition, to help you actually make the logical plans that you need in order to do it. It could also be an aspect of yourself that comes to the surface. With all the Mercury going on this week, air cards are very deeply connected to Mercury, and messages, new information, possibly new people entering your life to help you with your business or to help you with these dreams that you really want to manifest into reality. Or it could be somewhat of a curveball coming from other parts of your life. Remember that what I said about possibly something that you thought was established being turned on its head. And we just need to watch out because the energy is very volatile this week. And what it's trying to say is that what can help us is to remain grounded, remain heart-based. Remember what I said about being heart-based and staying focused this week, because even if you receive challenging information, even if possibly you have a challenging beginning to this dream that you're really trying to bring to earth, it's really important that you stay focused, keep the faith, and keep your eye on the prize, because this is actually a very beneficial card. Any new information that comes, even if it's shocking, anything that maybe is a challenge on the surface, can often end up being a gift in disguise. This week is again a challenging one, and I don't want you guys to get made afraid by that. I want you to hero up, take heart, have courage, because it's all worth it. You have all of these, you have all the aces. I mean, we got the Ace of Water in the beginning, and you have all the aces behind you. And so that's all lining up to mean that this new beginning that you're thinking about making is valid, no matter what challenging information that you get. That being said, if this person comes in and they're telling you, hey, you have a really great idea, but your implementation of it or your business plan maybe needs a lot of work. Don't take that the wrong way. Make sure that you're looking at this card as the gift that it really, really is. Somebody is going to tell you some hard truths this week, maybe, or you're going to find out hard truths about somebody else, or you're going to find out hard truths about your own situation or about yourself. And these truths are a gift. Honestly, in Buddhism, they talk about there being a couple of different kinds of Buddhas. And one is the benevolent Buddha that's really happy and cozy and says, oh, don't be afraid. And the other Buddha is Manjushri, who, like this Page of Air, comes into your life and he carries a sword. He carries a sword, and if you've been slacking off, if you've been putting your head in the sand, if you have not been wanting to face the realities that it's going to take to make your dreams into tangible results. This shocking information, or this person who frankly won't take crap from you, or anyone else, is going to come in and tell you where all your weaknesses are. And what I'm hoping that all of you will do is embrace that. Take it for the gift that it is. Hear what they have to say, or hear that new information, no matter how shocking it is, and turn it into a benefit. Turn it into that gift and use it to make these aces happen. This is so very exciting. You're going to get what you need. You may not like it when you hear it, but it is what you need. Very cool. So yeah, let's take a look at what our most probable outcome based on all of this energy, and it's great energy. Let's see what it might be. Okay, here we go. This is another 8. It's the 8 of water. This card is you have a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. This is pointing to this transition that you're in, this crazy alchemical transformation. You may come out. Remember, I said that Uranus is really heavily in play this week, and Uranus is all about reinventing yourself and coming up with a new identity that really serves you more than maybe how you've been manifesting in the world previously. This is, you've really had it with how life has been up until this point, and you're going to have the courage now to transform. You're going to have the courage to, like the Page of Air cards can also help you with their swords, cut off and cut out things in your life that do not serve you. You're going to have the courage to let those things go and to really head into the deep darkness, to really go within and figure out what it is you really want to be now, because now is the time. This is the great alchemical transformation. You're going to come out on the other side possibly not looking anything like you do today, and that is okay. I want you to know that this card sometimes can make people sort of afraid because it looks kind of dark and spooky, and I want you to know this card is fabulous. This card is the anything is possible because you're embracing your eternal nature. That 8, just like this 8 of Earth, and they're connected because both 8s in a sequence can show you this theme of learning. Maybe what you need to do is you need to learn more about you. Maybe what these 8s are telling you is that you need to go inside and really find yourself. And maybe that's what this rest or vacation, or maybe you need to take a walkabout before you make this decision and really jump in, because it's coming. Eclipse season is all about really manifesting in a bigger way than you ever have before. And this 8 of water is telling you that you might be leaving everything behind, everything you previously thought was important. And that should not scare you. That should be a really great opportunity, because when you turn your back on everything that was, you can see that this water undine mer person has turned his or her back on everything that used to be, and now they have this open horizon. Who knows what's out there? And for those of us who are still working out of fear, that can be really scary. But for those of us who are working out of love, that can be super, super exciting. And I'm going to take the exciting route, because I like want instead of need, and I like inspiration instead of desperation. And I encourage all of you to try to do the same. Yeah, exciting spread. Let's see if any of these cards could use clarifying. I feel like the ones that are the most up for grabs are this 2 of Air, this decision. We might need to know more about this decision that we really need to make. These are just beautiful, encouraging new beginnings that are telling us all we're on the right track. Maybe something more about this walkabout or rest that we need to take, and maybe more about this reinvention. Yeah, let's figure this out. Okay, guides, help me clarify this 2 of Air. And the Four of Air. And the Eight of Water, please. Okay. About this impasse or monkey mind decision that we are struggling with. The King of Earth. He's generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time, confidently accept opportunities that you're offered. You have the Midas touch. Okay, so for the majority of you, this is about life path or career, this decision that you're struggling with. Yeah, so the King of Earth, no better card that you can get to tell you you have the Midas touch. Everything is going to work out. You just need to come down on that decision that makes you the most passionate, to come down on that option that feels the most like excitement, the most like fun. What's more fun? Do the more fun one. Yeah. No need to be afraid there. Okay, about this rest or vacation or internal time that we need. The Empress, Archangel Gabriel, lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Okay, so again, all of these cards are saying that this is about manifesting our dreams into physical and monetary reality. And the Empress is a symbol of abundance in all forms. You can see that she's got not only enlightenment, she's got a golden crown and a golden scepter, and she's dressed in this lavish gown, and she's surrounded by all of these woodland creatures that love her and adore her and are willing to help her, and she's got this baby in her arms. Nature is just blossoming all around her, and light is just coming from this crown chakra of hers and spreading out into the world. You need to let your light shine. Whatever light that you've been worried about sharing with the world, whatever specialness that you have inside, that's shiny. That's shiny all the time. Just like my website. The divine shiny that's within you is your key to manifesting your Midas touch and making sure that you can build this foundation that will support you into the foreseeable future. You're going to become this brilliant being. The 3 in numerology is this wonderful number of completion. It's the reason why there's the concept of the Trinity. It's the concept of father, mother, and child, of this beautiful completion. And you can see this baby in her arms. It could be a physical baby. Honestly, maybe some of you are worried about money because you're thinking of maybe having a child, an actual baby. And some of you are thinking of having a creative baby. Some of you are thinking of manifesting that dream of yours that you've never quite known how to bring to earth into reality. And this Empress card is letting you know that if you go within, if you take that little walkabout, if you take whatever time that you need to go within and ask your guides, ask your internal wisdom, ask your heart, find that light within you and have faith, just like all of these aces are telling you. We've got these 4 aces and we've built that 4. We've built that foundation. So they're telling you it's time. It's time to bring your light to the world. And I can't think of a better card that is, again, just like the King of Earth telling us the Midas touch is with us and we don't have to worry. The Empress is telling us we are a brilliant, amazing being and we have nothing to fear because nature and the world and everything around us will rise up once we reveal our light. Without fear, without reservation, without apology, without shame. You know, some of you have been worried about showing yourself to the world. It's time to come out. It's time to come out. Just like my guides told me to do. I had to make this video or start making these videos last week, and they said it's time to come out. So this is beautiful. I'm excited for all of you. Okay, on this outcome, this wanting to move on and reinvent ourselves. Okay, here's the thing. Some of you are still afraid. The Five of Water, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, and crying over spilled milk. Those of you who are living in fear, and I talked to you about the ones who are still afraid, possibly needing to lay low tomorrow during this crazy Neptune and Uranus energy. What I want you to know, first of all, is that I feel you. It's really scary to come out to the world. It's really scary to actually take that leap of faith and live your dreams. But here's the thing. If you're worried about this life that you're about to turn your back on, and you're worried about everything that you could possibly lose, what will people think of me? Maybe this new thing that I'm thinking of won't support me. Maybe maybe my family or friends won't understand. The magical thing about this card is that even though you feel like you're losing, even though you feel like things are up for grabs and you're losing control, there's still this beautiful opportunity in front of you. 5, as we talked about last week, and I think we drew this 5 of Water last week about how we feel about where we are right now. And again, these water cards are honestly about how we feel. And when we're talking about the outcome of this situation, it all depends on how you feel. The reality you manifest depends on your feelings and your beliefs. I think it was Henry Ford who said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. 5 is the halfway there number, and 8 is the looking into the eternal nature number. So I understand if all of our feelings are about this outcome. See, all the water is kind of stacked up down here. All of our feelings are on the outcome. Will it work? Will it work? Will it support me? What will so-and-so think? I really want to get to a place where you guys don't have to worry so much. Look at all of this. Look at all of this beautiful confirmation. And help that may be tough love, but is going to come in to help you. And I want you, really, honestly, I want so badly for those of you who are still afraid to know that there's no reason to be afraid. This is going to be very, very exciting. Here we are. This is what it's all about. Renewal with Archangel Jeremiel. Review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. This card is supporting this 8 of Water, this needing to reinvent self and reinvent your life path. This 2, this is a 20, which numerologically reduces to a 2. This now, rather than being of two minds, this could possibly be a new partnership or a sense of balance between two things. Maybe you're a new person that's coming in to help you with your new business plan or to help you reassess your life. Forms a partnership. Maybe you're forming a business partnership, or maybe some of you are entering into a new relationship with a new partner who can help you manifest your dreams. This is a really beautiful card. I believe this is the Judgment card in the traditional tarot. This is the card of finally coming down on what you really want, and heaven blessing that. Heaven deciding, yes, what you are is worthy. What you are can support you. This is a beautiful card to have in our probability set here, because this is showing you that what you want to do is you really want to move in that new direction. Just like the 8 of Water is saying, time to move in a new direction. Don't get stuck in the middle. Don't get stuck halfway there. Don't get stuck hiding in fear. Come out, show yourself to the world. Allow the world to see you. Look. This is also about possibly a person in authority in the topic that you really want to work in. Maybe you really want to go for that company and you want to impress the boss, this king of earth that's telling you, hey, kid, you got what it takes. You want to be judged. You really do. You want, judgment carries a bad connotation in a lot of circles. But this card, in the context of this card, this is about showing who you really are and what you really care about, even to people in authority, even to people who might have power over, perceived power over your life or your circumstances. Maybe your parents. Maybe you need to come out and tell your parents something about what you really want to do. Maybe you've been going to school for the wrong career and you really hate it. Or maybe there's something about you personally that you really need to come out and share with your friends and family. This is the card that says have courage. This is the card that says go within, just like the Four of Air says, review and evaluate. You're going to come out with that favorable assessment of the facts, and you're going to be free to move in the new direction. Because honestly, once you become honest with others, you give them the choice. You give them the choice to accept you as you are, or to not accept you as you are. At least you know then how they feel about you, or at least you know how the world feels about you. And once you've planted your 2 feet and said, this is who I am, there's something really liberating about that. You don't have to sneak around anymore. You don't have to lie. You don't have to pretend to be somebody else. And you don't have to pretend to be doing stuff that you really don't like, pretending to like it, or pretending to be dedicated to a job or a career or a life path that you really just aren't. It's time to come out and be seen. Wow. This is crazy good. Not easy lessons. Again, these are not easy lessons because it's super scary to reveal yourself in this way. All of our instincts as humans tell us not to be vulnerable in front of people or in front of the world, because that's how, over millions of years of evolution, that's how you get eaten, is to be vulnerable in front of others. And but now it's time. Wow, what a beautiful spread and powerful. I'm excited for you all. I feel the gravity of your situation and I'm on your side. I'm really, really rooting for you in this. Okay, let's get to our shortcuts. Which cards do I want to use? My goodness, I stacked up a bunch because I knew that we were going to have a mixed bag this week. And because so much of this is about career, monetary support, life passion and things, I'm going to, I'm going to pull out these beautiful Adoring Virtue Angels of Abundance cards. Now, honestly, this is the first actual reading for somebody else that I'm going to be doing. I've done a couple of shortcuts for myself off of these cards, and I found them really supportive and amazing. These are actually brand new. They just came out, I think, on the 4th. And just in time for us to do this very life path, career-based reading. So, as I did last week, I'm going to do my copyrighted shortcut process. And the first step in that shortcut spread is to just see what's on the bottom. Obstacles and blocks are lifted. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Look at this. This is that thing. This is that card that is saying, don't worry. Your guides, your non-physical friends, everyone in heaven or in spirit who cares about you is pulling for you on this. The entirety of the universe wants to see what you're going to become. And because of that, things are going to be cut out of your way. Look, this angel also has this sword and has this very air-like quality. And this may be that person or the influence or the new ideas that come to help you cut away the obstacles that are holding you back. How very cool. Okay, Next step in my shortcut process is I just cut. Clearing debts. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making it a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. Okay, guys, this is not just about financial debts. It is about financial debts. Those of you who really need to visit, maybe visit a very no-nonsense financial planner who can help you clear your debts or make a plan to clear those debts. Because anything heavy like that, whether it's debts or other types of obligations in your life, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by the stuff you have to do, so you can never get to the stuff you want to do. This is really important. This card is telling you that it's time to cut those things away. Just like Manjushri, that Buddha with the sword, is going to cut things away in your life that you don't need. Whether it's painful or not, it is time for those things to go. Yeah, some of you have people in your life that you need to release who are drains on your time. Some of you have situations or things. Maybe you need to declutter. Like if your space is too full, you don't have any room to get more. You don't have any room for this abundance to come into your life. You want to clear space, whether physically, emotionally, financially, or in your mind. If you got too many worries, too many people who depend on you for things that you don't really want to do, but you just do because you're good at them and they always expect you to do them. This is very, very important. And I think it's really wonderful that we got this at this time because, maybe that Wednesday when you finally get that clarity is the time to go through your life and simplify things. Okay, let's see what we get on our third cut. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God or Goddess, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. This is great, guys. This is what that 4 of air that says take a rest is what I said about, when we were talking about the 2 of air. Take a nap, meditate, go in, give your guides and your non-physical friends and the source of all that is, give them a chance to talk to you. That Mercury conjunct North Node on Friday is really going to be good for this. This is where you're going to get that confirmation from within. This is where you're going to get the whispers, the little still small voice that's within you that tells you, here, go here, or try this. Or maybe you need to think differently about this. Give it a chance to talk to you because it doesn't speak loudly. It doesn't speak loudly like these things that are overwhelming us, like social media or like media in general. Turn off the devices, shut the door, take that 15 minutes like I was talking about last week to meditate, or take that nap. We've been up all night worrying, we've been driving ourselves crazy, and we need to go inside. Because if we do, we're going to get the inspiration, maybe what to study, what to do next, and then we're going to be able to take advantage of all these amazing aces. I can't even tell you how much it's amazing to me that we got all 4 aces in this reading. Really, very, very cool. So that's our first shortcut. As I said last week, those of you other tarot readers who would like to use my shortcut spread process or this quick cross, which is looking very messy now because I had to clarify a couple of things, and I'm so glad I did. But those of you other readers out there who would like to use these spreads, I have made them publicly available through Creative Commons license, and all you need to do is attribute them to me. provide a link to my website, which is shinyallthetime.com, and you can find all the required attribution information at shinyallthetime.com/CC, which stands for Creative Commons. So yeah, wow, that was a great shortcut. I'm trying to decide what other deck to use because this is so important. This manifesting who we really are, this allowing our light to not only shine so the world can see it, but to go out into the world in some sort of physical form so that we can build ourselves a foundation and support ourselves in a new fashion monetarily, and bring in all of this abundance and become, empress or emperor of our own lives. How great is that to have this card up at the top? Yeah. Let me see. Well, there's a lot of planets going on, and there are some planets in this Keepers of the Light deck that I used last week. So let's see what they have to say. This deck is great. This, as I said before, is my first non-Dorian Virtue deck. Oh, by the way, all of the decks that I'm using you can find in the resources section at shinyallthetime.com if you're curious about finding out where you can get these decks for yourself. These are really great. Yeah, I love this deck. Let's see what it has to say for us. What's on the bottom? Kuan Yin. Care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Guys, I can't stress enough, guys and girls, or people who don't identify as either. I can't stress enough how much it's important this week to be heart-based, to be centered in your heart so that your racy monkey mind does not run away with you. So you don't get stuck in this indecision. So you know how to tell the difference between inspiration and desperation. So you know that your decisions aren't being made out of anxiety. They're being made out of excitement and fun. This is that not only compassion for others, but compassion for self. This idea of going within and taking that time to give yourself that break, to rest. If you've been overtaxing yourself, or if you've been keeping yourself up at night, rest. That being said, this do what is right for everyone involved. I guarantee you, whatever it is that your true light is, whatever it is that you want to show the world, it has its basis in love. It has its basis in inspiration. And somehow, some way, if you can find a way to take this light that you have and figure out, maybe with this brilliant person or this brilliant part of yourself that's coming in to help you to break down your business plan or to think about what you really do and do not want. If you can find a way to take your light and use it to benefit everyone, to use it for the greatest good, this is going to make you not only beloved by everyone in your life, but it's going to support you monetarily. The more you can find a way to serve the greatest number of humans on this planet, to find a way that you have a special gift that others need, and you can make that connection between the ones who need you and yourself, that opens the floodgates of abundance. That creates the type of love connection between yourself and your clients, or yourself and your audience, where they want to give back to you because they feel so grateful for what you have done for them and for what you've given the world, whether that's a beautiful artistic project, whether that is some sort of new invention or some sort of new system or new company that you know the world needs. What is it that the world needs? And how is it that your brilliant, unique spark can work for the greatest good? This offer a helping hand. This is kind of reminding me of that little charity tack-on that we got for the King of Water last week. I don't know how many of you went out and actually did that charity work last week. I actually went and I donated to some cat rescues that I really love. And those of you who don't know, a portion of any donation that I receive at shinyallthetime.com goes to cat rescue. And I can't tell you how wonderful it is to just go out and do something for the greatest good, for something that you really care about. So this offer a helping hand could be encouraging you. Those of you who are still in that fear-based place, you need to get in your heart and feel some love. Feel some love. So if you can't feel love from where you are, try going and doing something, offering a helping hand, doing that nice thing for someone this week. Do something nice for someone else. And it's going to open your heart. It's going to help you become open to more of this inspiration. It's going to help you relax and be able to hear that still small voice that I was talking about in the last shortcut, that voice of inspiration. Because when we're all in monkey mind and talking bad to ourselves and living out of fear, we can't hear anything from higher mind. That's when you feel the most alone. And there's no better way not to feel alone than to demonstrate love for another in some form or fashion. So let's see what's on our second cut. Okay. Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. What were we talking about this renewal card? About being able to stand on your own 2 feet and show the world who you really are. No matter what it might mean, no matter how scary it might look right now, to become that light, to become that hero self that I know is inside of you. This Empress, she's not hiding from anyone, and neither is Joan of Arc. So focus on that purpose. Stand up for what you believe in. Really focus on bringing that light out so others can see it. How awesome. Third cut. And Lady Venus is back. What did I say about last week? She was our bonus card that just dropped off the bottom when I picked up the cards last week. And Lady Venus, Tuesday, guys, that Tuesday trine, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. This is that information that you need to go inside. You need to go inside, listen to yourself, meditate, take that nap, go walk in nature, just like the Empress. And Lady Venus coming in with her amazing alignment. She's got that square also with Neptune tomorrow. For those of you who are of a spiritual or artistic or slightly, march to the beat of a different drum, and who are not in fear. If you're in fear, tomorrow might be a weird day. But if you're in love, tomorrow is going to be quite amazing and revolutionary for you. And it might be a great time to figure out what your next iteration, what your next stage of evolution is going to be. It's really cool. I'm so excited she came back. This is confirmation of what we were getting for last week. How cool. So she's going to give you the information, the downloads and understanding that you need to stand up for your truth, to be who you really are, and to lovingly bring your light into the world for the greatest good. Beautiful. All right, wow. Not pulling any punches this week. I am so sorry this is running so very long, but I think it's all worth it. I can't even imagine a more profound message to receive for this week, with all the Uranus energy, with all the Mercury energy, with all the Venus energy, and Neptune in there. This renewal, this is what we're all going for this week, this renewal of self. And that's going to involve all of these planetary forces, this love that supports us through this process, the going within to find your Neptune, psychic, intuitive answers that are going to set you on this path. And Venus with her downloads and understanding also setting you on this path so that you can communicate your truth to the world in some beautiful new way. How great. I'm going to wrap up with one of our Angel Answers cards. Just going to flip and see what's on the bottom. All right, everyone. Through all of this, remain positive. Good things are coming. This process, again, this is a heroic process. It's time for us all to hero up. This page of air, all of this is really beautiful, great potential, huge fire underneath of everything at the subconscious and body wisdom level. Lots of aces, all 4 aces, ace of water, earth, air, and fire, all lining up to show us that we are headed for a great reinvention of self, and so that we become that beautiful, brilliant person that we really want to be. The process may not be easy, and that's why it's so important to remain positive. Your angels, your guides, all of your non-physical friends, all of the people and the consciousnesses whom you don't even know yet, maybe from other lives, they all want you to stay positive, because they're on your side. They're pulling for you. Fabulous. Okay. So with that sun entering Leo, after all of this heavy stuff that we've got going on, that sun enters Leo on Saturday. After that, Friday, Mercury and North Node, figuring out your life purpose. After all of this deep self-work, we're going to get that party day at the end of the week. And yeah, we're going to need it. I'm going to close my eyes now and choose one of our victory reward dice and see what it is that our non-physical friends who want us to remain positive, what they want us to do to celebrate all the good work that we're doing to really reinvent ourselves and seek that renewal. Okay, chosen 1 die. Let's see what they have to say. All right. See a movie, everyone. Take a break from your own personal giant myth that you're living out and see a movie. Maybe one that makes you laugh. Maybe one that puts you in a really good mental space. Maybe one that moves your heart and gives you the love and the Kuan Yin energy that you're going to need to sustain you through all of this. Maybe one about somebody who reinvented themselves and got through it and walked through that fire and was able to come out on the other side more brilliant and beautiful than they ever were before. See a movie. Yeah. Fun. Oh, and maybe get a facial? Maybe get a facial, then go see a movie. I don't know. It's sideways. Uranus is too. So those of you who are a little quirky and nonconformist, maybe get a facial sideways. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying now. Thank you all for bearing with me for this very long but very heroic and mythological reading. I'm in awe at our 4 aces. I'm in awe at all of this beautiful potential. I am so excited for you finding that brilliant thing, that shiny thing inside of you, and bringing it out to share it with us. Going through that renewal and reinvention process for yourself and seeing that it's safe, seeing that you have all of these beautiful resources behind you, and you have help. You have help. Those friends in your life, you know who they are, the ones who won't take your crap and the ones who will tell you like it is and know who you really are and know when you're doing things that will support who you really are and when you're not, when you're hiding. Those are the people to really lean on. Maybe those 1 or 2 trusted confidants that I talked to you about in the astrology section at the beginning. So yeah, enjoy this hero journey. Enjoy every moment of it. Realize your own beauty as you go through this process. You are beautiful as you are becoming, as you're renewing yourself. You're going to come out on the other side more brilliant and more luminous than you ever were before. And I am so, so very excited for you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like to know more about me, or you'd like to order one of my readings for yourself, please visit my website at www.shinyallthetime.com. And yeah, be good to yourselves. Go see that movie. Remember that you're on your own hero journey. Make sure that your personal movie is as good as it possibly can be, and as exciting as it possibly can be. Thanks, and see you next time. Stay shiny.